Hi Pisces, welcome to your April 2023 Astrology Horoscope forecast. We have yet another big month. We have a solar eclipse beginning of the month and we're closing the month with a Mercury which is retrograde. I'm going to be associating the slow moving planets with the house of your relationship, love, career, children and money. So please ensure that you watch the video till the end. On the 4th, we have Mercury that is moving into your house of communication, and we also have Uranus and Venus that are going to be moving towards end of the month in the same house. Now, Mercury is very comfortable in this house as Mercury rules this house of communication and offers a natural curiosity, facility with words, and the ability to multitask effectively. More time could be spent on phone, writing emails, in the car making short, frequent trips, chatting, running errands, communicating with neighbors and siblings, visiting friends and relatives, and doing lots and lots of paperwork is quite likely during this time. There can also be a tendency to fuss over insignificant matters now. Try and not be overcritical, Pisces, as far as your spoken and your written work is concerned. Also, you could experience with an information overload during this time. This is quite a busy time at work as well, especially as far as paperwork is concerned, and you could find yourself that you're spending a lot of time communicating with your counterparts. Your interests also could be quite varied during this time and perhaps scattered. It's a great time to be picking up information from your environment and the people in it, as your tendency towards a certain level of intellectual detachment will just not be there during this time. Your mind could often be distracted, particularly where circumstances call for you to stick to a specific routine. So try and not take out a huge big project this month, especially which requires a lot of minute details, Pisces. Also, it's not a best of the time to be focusing on one specific task. Try and do multiple small projects so that you can finish them on time. Your mind is also going to be quite inquisitive during the Mercury direct phase, and you would find yourself taking short trips and also making a lot of connections. Networking is quite advocated during this time as far as your work is concerned. Mercury direct can also increase nervousness, so try and ensure that your screen times are less during this time and also that you're spending lesser times on phone or just having a lot of conversations. Great time to be journaling, great time to be reading, great time to be spending time in the nature. On the 5th, we have a full moon that is there in your house of joint finances, resources, sexuality, intimacy, and this is also the house of transformation. It has a very Plutonian energy, Pisces. And full moons normally are extremely emotional. Something is coming to an end, something is reaching its fruition. For some of you, you could be finishing up with a loan. Some of you will finish maybe paying for a big ticket item during this time. It's a fabulous time to be taking a second opinion as far as your taxes are concerned. It's a good time to be looking at your investments as well. Since this house governs power struggles, try and ensure that you're not doing a one-man-ship up with your partner. Constant reminders of who's getting what on the table are not going to go quite well this month. Since this is a house of transformation, also look at your own emotional patterns and especially your paternal patterns as to what is it that can get released during this time. What are the solutions that you can imbibe and absorb in your life as far as your intimate relationships are concerned. It's a good time to be seeking therapy if you have been experiencing any sexual problems. On the 12th, we have Venus that is moving into your house of home, and this is also the house of Cancer. It governs a space which you share with other people. It's a fabulous time to be renovating. It's a great time to be beautifying your house. Some of you are going to be looking at renting, buying, leasing. It's also a time where you will find your home to be a sanctuary or a refuge, and you would just be making it more comfortable or more beautiful or more cozy for yourself. Fabulous time to be entertaining guests. Great time to be making space maybe for a visiting guest during this time. For some of you also, you could be maybe traveling to your ancestral home during this time, and you could just be reliving the old memories. On the 20th, we have a solar eclipse, which is there in your house of finances, and this governs your disposable income. So, all your money matters come to light during this time, and a new moon over here signals an opportunity or a strong desire to increase your income. And on the flip side, it can be that an opportunity to spend money can also sort of arise now. And if you have to if you have to spend money during this time, Pisces, make sure that it is absolutely on something that you truly and necessarily require. It can be that the purchase will be made and you will regret it later. So be extremely wary about impulse buying. If it's something that you really need, and if it is something which is really excellent, so the chances are really less of a buyer's remorse during this time. Also, we have Mercury, which is retrograde right around the corner on the 22nd. So as much as there would be this need to sort of make yourself good and have the sense of, oh, I have the money and I can earn and I should be buying this for myself, be wary of that feeling and question that feeling very closely. Also, if you're looking to streamline and get your finances under control, this can be a good time to be doing so. Plan a budget and stick to it. And this house also rules your self-esteem. So you can see a positive increase in your sense of how you feel about yourself if you choose to also work on personal growth. And it would just give you a needed, maybe an increased sense of self-worth during this time. You would also want to be more in touch with your senses during this time. So physical stimulation could be sought. It's a time that maybe the need to eat a lot of rich food, or a need to really indulge yourself, or go out and make that crazy purchase can be there. So be extremely careful while opening up your wallet, and do remind yourself of the future, the debts, the loans, and the credits. They all sort of amount to a big lump end of the day, and you'll have to deal with it. And try and do it as minimal as possible. On the 22nd, we have Sun, which is bringing the party to your house of communication. So your mind is going to be quite active. A lot of focus is there on communication and transfer of communication, sharing of communication this month. And you're going to be having a lot of ideas and thoughts, and you would want people to hear what you have to say. And you're going to be more social. So it's a good time to be making connections. You would want to stay busy, so you will be quite keen to take on more tasks, but try again and ensure that you're not sort of committing to something really large. Try and pick up smaller projects that you can finish and you can complete and you can deliver. It's likely that you will have trouble with anything that is long term during this time, because your concentration is just not there, Pisces, and you could be a little scatterbrained. And you'll keep your schedule as packed as possible, but try and sort of give yourself that space and that gap in between, so that you can take those short frequent trips as well. You may want to learn something new during this time, and it can be that your mind is going to be very curious about the way that things work. Fabulous time to be learning or upskilling yourself with the new technology. Great time to be imbibing or adding that technology to your work or to your life. And it's you'll find that your work gets more efficient, that you're working more smartly with the technology, with the addition of technology. So it's highly recommended that do upskill yourself where technology is concerned. We close the month with Mercury, which goes retrograde in the house of communication and sibling, and the retrograde is from 22nd of April and it stays till about 15th of May. Now, the first half of the month till about 20th is all about negotiating, expressing yourself, sharing your ideas, being very creative. But from the 22nd, you have to do just the opposite. Till about the 15th of May. Watch your communication and especially learn from the past. Maybe there are things that you have said in a certain way. Maybe it's suffered from a foot and mouth disease. So try and be careful of how is it that you're saying, especially at work. Be extremely careful and remember that less is more. So try not to get into a situation where you are maybe being too aggressive or you being too repetitive and it's not required. Also, learn from your past mistakes. Maybe something that had happened in the past. There could be the sense of deja vu, that you have a similar problem at work. Maybe you have a similar, maybe that with a colleague or with some amount of tension with a co-worker could happen as well. And this may also have to do because it covers your siblings. So try and also watch that either what is it that you're saying and how is it that you're saying. Not a good time to be buying heavy tickets items around the Mercury retrograde. Please remember to back up all your equipment. So whether they are your phones, your laptops, remember to do that. I am going to be linking a video on Mercury retrograde in this video so that you can go and watch that in detail should you want to know exactly what happens. But importantly for you, because it is in your house of communication, please ensure that you watch what you speak and also how you speak. And please do not leave like a big long trail mail as a proof of what you said and what you meant, but what you wrote sort of just doesn't say it. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Pisces. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much.